Fighting corruption is one of the most popular phrases in Nigeria today, and the police has its hand in this pie also.
When you want to trace process of crime, there are things that they are evidential. Somebody has stolen, you are able to trace those the process of the crime. If you trace the process of the crime, those are the points you need to prove in court, the ingredients you need to prove in court that the person is actually corrupt, or you trace it to where the money has been invested. I think our criminal justice system has to work in unison, from the prosecution, from the investigation to, the prosecution itself. What I try to encourage, whenever I have cases that has to go to the High Court, I try to solicit the assistance of the Attorney General's office. I carry them along, as the investigation is going on. Sometimes we do some, simulation of possible scenarios. What is, the points I have, will they be enough to sustain the charges that we are going to prefer? And where are those lacunas, we have been able to identify that we'll be able to throw away the case. So I think all we need to do is to have a more robust collaboration in the investigation of these cases between the investigators, the prosecutors, and once we're able to do that, I think most of these cases, they should be able to sail through.
Even in areas where the police is not in charge, as in the case of fighting to end insurgency in Nigeria, a chunk of the responsibility still falls within their territory.
We complement what the military is doing, in all facets of the counter-insurgency war. We have components of our officers who are, with them, who are with the military in the theater of war. We also do investigation. We also, ensure that civil authorities are, is maintained in some areas where there is semblance of, peace. Asymmetrical warfare, as the one we are facing, it's not something that you can say you just run through, in 1 or 2 or 3 years. Other developed countries in the world, they've learned to live with it. If you actually want, if people want freedom, then they have to be internally vigilant. So it's about vigilance of everybody. Everybody's the boundaries of the war, they are not defined by conventional warfare. So you discover that everybody has to be vigilant, and we are playing our role, and we are playing it well. You remember we were able to intercept some of the hoodlums or deviants who came into Abuja and were preparing bombs to throw here and there. We were able to apprehend them. So it means that we also have to up our intelligence and information, apparatuses to be able to, ensure that we are proactive, we are able to halt them, interdict them, arrest them where possible and prosecute them.
While they carry on their duties, police brutality and accidental discharge are two constant and major complaints. The Inspector General of Police promises that there are strategies that may soon make this a history.
Whenever I hear about such things, I get so worried. And I have told my officers, whenever it happens, in the next 48 hours, I want the person who has killed another civilian, whether it is accidental or intentional or whatever, to be charged to court. No policeman should be immune to the criminal law. And once we start doing that, then the training program in musketry has to change. And we are trying to see how we can introduce some other law enforcement weapon into the system, like stun guns. Stun guns, they are not meant to kill you. They can, disarm you, disable you, but not meant to kill you. As from next year now, we are thinking of bringing in more of the stun guns, so that people who do normal patrol, or even pistols, people who do normal patrols in the township or metropolis should not be seen carrying long guns. It's a civil force. If it's a civil force, then we should start de-emphasizing, that military or paramilitary outlook towards it. If we are going for combat or anti-riot or something, that is a different matter. It's also the way our society has developed. In those days, you wouldn't have thought that hoodlums will look at a policeman, doing his lawful duty and shoot at him and kill him and go away with his weapon. These things are things that are, development has brought into, security space. But all the same, we expect that policemen should be well trained if you have to use your firearms.
Beyond what members of the public know and see the police do every day, there are personalities in the force who take on the not-so-popular duties. There are departments like logistics and supply, training and development, research and planning, legal, to mention but a few. The departments are headed by the Deputy Inspector General of the force. Under the departments, there are sections. One of these is legal, which is under investigation, and lawyers work here.
So theirs is to see to all legal issues that has to do with the police. And they can go to court to defend the police, to defend any case that the Inspector General of Police or any Commissioner of Police is joined. So theirs is to also look at legal documents, legal contracts, to advise the Inspector General of Police at the national level and to advise the State Commissioner of Police at the state level.
The force also has an engineering department.
We have the building engineers are the one building the houses that we build around the country. You'll recall that recently the IDP is embarking on housing schemes for the officers, especially the inspectors and rank and file. So he has commissioned engineers, building engineers, to go into direct labor. Instead, some are given to contractors, but some are given to direct laborers, to the police engineers, believing that that is their field. They would even do it better with passion because they know that they are going to benefit from this.
There's the softer side as expressed in music. While Nigerians get into the festive mood and activities, the police is even more at work at this time.
We are going to crime map the country, look at areas where we have security threats and what our deployments are going to be, both on the highways where we have the safer highways, other security vulnerable points and strategic places where we think we should be able to cover churches, recreation centers. I can assure Nigerians that it's going to be a peaceful one. Wherever we have challenges, we should be able to respond, appropriately and deal with the situations as they crop up. One of the strategies that we think we should be able to adopt is, dominating the security space, ensuring visibility of policemen on the highways and other areas where they could serve as a deterrent, and also provide some psychological, assurance that the people who are going about their lawful businesses they are safe.
Individuals are also urged to be security conscious to contribute to fighting crime for not just the festive period, but for all time.
Say somebody is on traffic, the person is driving, you are on phone, you have your windows rolled down, there is, your purse is lying there, idle. So you discover that you have already lost concentration. You are not conscious of your environment. So you have opened up yourself, to attacks. And secondly, one will always advise that whenever people are traveling during this Xmas period, there may be no need to carry plenty cash, on you. Especially those our brothers who travel on luxurious buses traversing from one part of the country to the other. If we try to reduce some of those things that are attractive to criminals, then you discover that the safety element is higher.
So now that Big Story has attempted to bridge a part of the gap between the police and the society, can you say that the police is your friend? Let's hear from you on Big Story. I'm Ini Thompson.